Hello, this is part two of word problems involving quadratic functions. So we're going to just finish the last two questions. So let's start with example 4. Angela opened a surf shop in Tofino, British Columbia. Her accountant models her profit P dollars with the function P of T equals 1125 parentheses T minus 1 parentheses square minus 1025, where T is the number of years of the operation. Determine how long it will take for the shop to start making profit. So let's just write down everything we know. So they said that T is going to be years, which I believe is going to be your X axis. And then your profit is going to be your Y values, right? And they tell us a quadratic function P of T. And what else do we know about this? So this is in vertex form, right? And is this concave up or concave down? It's concave up because the A value is positive 1125. So yeah, it would look something like this. Something like that, right? So we said that X is years and Y is profit in dollar signs, right? So what are we trying to find? Are we trying to find vertex, the X value of the vertex, or the Y value of the vertex? I don't think we need any of those. I don't think we need any of those because if it's concave up like this, it won't help with the it won't help with profit. Here, let me draw this better. It might look like this. So this is concave up, right? Sometimes this would be your vertex, and our vertex is 1 comma negative 1 0 1 2 5. So that's why I made it like this, because the Y value is negative, right? So profit. So you might go negative before you come up. So I think this is the point where you would find the profit, right? So what is that considered? Is that a Y value of the vertex, the X value of the vertex, X-intercept? It would be considered an X-intercept, right? So how do you find the X-intercept for any graph? You simply set Y to 0 and solve for X, or in our case, T. So set Y to 0. Solve for T, so you're going to add 1 0 1 2 5. And then get rid of this 1125. Okay, so what is 1 1 125 1125? I think that comes out nicely as yeah, that comes out as 9. So let's solve for T. So we're going to take the square root of both sides. So you get, on the left side, you're left with plus or minus 3. And then on the right, you're left with T minus 1. Still square. Oh, no, we just squared that. So there's T minus 1. So then you have to add 1 to both sides. So you get T equals to, you're going to get two values. T equals 3 plus 1 is 4. And your other T value is negative 3 plus 1, which is negative 2. Okay, is there a T value that you can eliminate? Yes, we can. We can eliminate negative 2 because your time can't really go back in time. So our t-value is 4, but is that the answer? Yeah, it says describe how long it will take for this shop to start making a profit. So I just let's write it as a complete sentence. You could say it would take 4 years to start making a profit. So in this problem, we did not have to find the x value of the vertex, the y value of the vertex. We had to find one of the x-intercept. Okay, go ahead and copy and pause before we move on to the last one. Okay, let's move on to example 5. The last one. So a rancher has 200 feet of fencing to enclose 2 adjacent rectangles corals. Write the area function in standard form to find analytically the dimension that will produce the maximum area. So let me draw an image. So it says a rancher has 200 feet of fencing to enclose 2 adjacent rectangular corals. So what does that look like? 2 rectangular corals would look something like this. Okay, so let's call this x distance, and then we'll call this y. And then it says that ranch has 200 feet of fencing. So that's a big clue we're going to find. So what do we got to find? At the end of the day, we have to find the largest amount of x value and the largest amount of y value to maximize the area, right? So we got to find x and we got to find y. They tell us that we have only 200 feet of fencing across the perimeter. So from here to here, we have only 200, right? So per meter is when you add up all the sides. So you could say P, or you could replace P with 200. And then this is a Y length, this is an X length, this is an X length, right? And don't forget about this length here, that's technically a Y. So add them all up and equal to 200. So we have how much X's? 1, 2, 3, 4. And how much Y is? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we have this equation. I'm just going to box it just in case we might need it. And then they want to know what is the area. So what is area of this 2 adjacent rectangular corals? It's length times width. So, but our length, this whole thing is our length, which is not 1x, but actually 2x. And then this thing here is called our width, which is just y. So area equals 2x, and then we can use this equation to solve for y, right? So I'm going to use this to solve for y, so I'm going to subtract 4x. Divide this by 3. 200 over 3 is 200 over 3. And then you have negative 4/3 x. Okay. Now we're going to substitute that y value back into this equation, right? Okay. Let's FOIL this out. So area, or a of x, if you FOIL this out, this is going to be 400x over 3, and then this would be negative 8x squared over 3. So really a of x is if you want to put it in order, it would be negative 8/3 x squared plus 400x over 3. Okay. So how does this help? We got to find the x value and the y value to maximize the largest x value and the largest y value, right? So you could use this equation. This would be a parabola, right? This would be an upside down parabola like this. And this would be your vertex, your highest point, x comma y, correct? And to find that vertex, we can find that vertex. That'll give us our largest x value, and then that will give us our largest y value. So right, so let's find that. So to find the x value, have to use the formula x equals opposite b over 2a because it is in standard form. So our a value is negative 8/3, and my b value is 400 over 3, right? So opposite of b is negative 400 over 3 divided by 2 times a, which is negative 8/3. So this is going to be negative 400 over 3 divided by 2 times negative 8 is negative 16 over 3, right? 2 times negative 8 is negative 16 over 3. Cross multiply. Which is negative 1200 over negative 48. Just 25. Okay, so your x value is going to be 25, and then your y value is, to find the y value of the vertex, you plug in 25 back into this function, or we could plug it back here, right? This one right here. Yeah, you can use that. Yeah, let's plug it back in here. So y of 25 is going to be 200 over 3. Which is 100 over 3, which is really 33.3. Okay, so yeah, so your that's part of the question says your x direction is 25, and then your y is 33.3. Wait, I'm just curious. Would we get the same value if we plug it in here? Let's see. No. So I think you would put it in here. And yeah, so here now we got to put it in standard form. So it's going to be a equals 2, and then x is 25. Wait, so this is part of your answer. So the maximum length would be 25. The x value would be 25, and your y value would be 33. Okay, and then I guess you could just put your x here, and that'll give us your equation in standard form. Wait, I think this part would be your answer, or this part that would be in standard form, correct? Okay, so we just finished this problem. So yeah, the dimension would be the x dimension would be 25 feet, and then the y dimension would be 33.3 feet. And this is the equation in standard form. Okay, that wraps it up for this example.